Hello and blessings, my beautiful souls. My name is Avalon Cameron and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to help you to structure, maintain a healthy and consistent journaling habit. This video is going to be of particular interest to those that have a desire to journal but just struggle with that consistency or struggle with approaching journaling or struggle to find ideas that can help them to maintain consistent and enthusiastic about their journaling. So let's get into it. This video is kindly sponsored by Raycon. More from them later. As someone with ADHD, I struggle with habits. I do. I struggle with habits. I struggle with maintaining that enthusiasm and that consistency towards my habits. And so journaling was definitely something that in the beginning I struggled hard with because I got distracted. I got too busy. My brain was in flow in a different direction. And so it was very difficult for me to show up for journaling every single day and to remain consistent with journaling. So one of the things that actively helped me to shift that practice and to maintain a level of consistency that I'm quite proud of these days is the fact that I redefined journaling as a commitment rather than a habit. A habit can feel more like a personal choice. A commitment seems to hold a little bit more weight and validity in my little ADHD brain, but I also looked at it from the perspective of I wanted to show up for myself on the page each and every day. I know that journaling is very, very good for my brain. I know that it's very, very good for my mental health. I know that it's very good for my spiritual practice, for my tarot practice, and on and on. And so for me, I decided to prioritize journaling as a commitment. And by doing so, it naturally prioritized the practice each and every day. And I managed to fit it in to my morning ritual with absolute ease once I had made this conscious decision. The first tip that I have for you today is to not be rigid with your idea of journaling. Journaling doesn't need to look any particular way. It doesn't need to occupy any particular space of time. Unless, of course, you are doing something ultra spiritual like morning pages in which you've set those parameters for 8 or 9 pages in the morning every single day. Journaling doesn't have to look like that, especially when it comes to tarot journaling. For me, I like to journal in the morning because that's part of my daily ritual. I find that it helps to be quite ritualistic with how I journal. I specifically chose the morning because I wake up every day and I have my coffee every day, and it is perhaps the time of the day, apart from the evening, where I feel like I have more room for ritual because I already do things in a specific way. I wake up, I make my bed, I then go out and brush my teeth, I then prepare my breakfast, and I do this every single day. So to add journaling into that part of the day, all I needed to do was light my candle, light my incense, both with intention, sit down, shuffle my deck, pull a few cards, and write what I saw. And that helped me tremendously because it naturally fit into the natural rhythm of my day-to-day. The second tip that I have is for those who are busy, make it work for you by setting a little timer. Like I said in tip number 1, journaling doesn't have to look like anything in particular. You can set yourself a 5-minute timer, you can pull a card, and you can reflect on that card and just jot down a couple of keywords within a 5-minute period. And you'll be surprised at just how powerful that tiny little practice can be, because for the rest of your day, you might find yourself revisiting that memory of sitting down and writing down a couple of keywords and really ruminating over the meaning or the core essence of a card that you pulled in the morning. Likewise, if you are doing some kind of manifestation journaling, this can help you to prioritize your thoughts and to have one particular keyword or power phrase stuck in your mind for the rest of the day that you can repeat when your mind is idle. I find that repetition of solid intentions, spoken word throughout the day, can be really quite interesting and can help to shift that understanding and that fabric of reality for ourselves. But that's just me, and I'm a very creative and imaginative person. My third tip is to make it as enjoyable for yourself as possible. Now, that translates to me as permission to purchase a new notebook. This isn't about capitalism, mind you, but I often find that I am more enthusiastic when I have a dedicated book in which to write in, and that has definitely been my case this year. I chose a journal, and I have been very strict about writing in that journal every morning. Now, yes, I have missed the odd couple of pages here and there. Life has gotten in the way. I've been sick. Things have happened, but I started my stern commitment to journaling in early February, and I am still going, and it is December. So that one little thing really helped, is to have this dedicated space in which to write in. Also, I like to journal in various different ways. I have a commonplace journal, I have a daily diary agenda kind of thing, and I also have my morning journal, my tarot manifestation journal. And so, depending on how I'm feeling on any particular day, I will reach for a different book, because that will fit the rhythm of my day-to-day a lot better. Aside from having a really nice book with really nice paper to write with, which feels kind of like an act of honor towards the practice itself, I also like to have a really good pen. I'm very particular about my journals. I'm a bit of a paper nerd when it comes to things like that, and I'm very particular about my pens. Now, I would love to say to you that I work with a fountain pen, and while I have 2 fountain pens, I tend to prefer a different style of pen to write with in my everyday. And so my pen matters to me, my paper matters to me, the journal matters to me. In keeping with that, I also like to have a crystal that I work with, and I've specifically chosen fluorite for its focus ability, its ability to concentrate. It's a great study stone. I used it throughout my schooling, and so I choose to sit down and focus with a really nice piece of fluorite, and that works for me. And I tend to have a candle going whenever I am journaling, so I've kind of set the scene for myself. So having these kind of accoutrements can actively help to get you in the right headspace. I know every morning when I light that candle and I bring out that book and I grab my pen, that my brain automatically shifts into journaling mode, and that makes things a lot easier. So find what you like. Find the book that you like, the pen that you like, the scent that you like, the incense that you like, the crystal that you like, the candle that you like, or anything else, like a cup of tea. If it's necessary for you to have a cup of tea in the morning and to burn a specific incense for you to journal, then do that, because you're creating that beautiful space for yourself, and that in itself is its own little ritual. All right, my beautiful ones, so let's talk about today's sponsor, which is Raycon. So a little while ago, Raycon reached out to see if I would like to share this beautiful product with my audience, and I said yes. So let's tell you a little bit about Raycon. Raycon is on a mission to create better every day through reliable, accessible, and delightful RAD technology. But what's so special about Raycon? So first and foremost, the price is right. They've pinned prices that actually make sense to people so that you can save your money. So they are very budget friendly, and they are still a very high quality product. The fit is amazing. They have tested this product on over 1,000 ears globally, so they've nailed down a more ergonomic earbud fit. They have a 30-day happiness guarantee and free return. They come in a variety of colors. Both the earbuds and the protective case come in a selection of colors that are absolutely delightful. So there is something there for everyone's taste. They have active controls on the earbuds themselves. These earbuds are also active noise cancelling, which is great for when I'm out and about. I do like to wear these earbuds when I'm doing my whippersnipping, when I'm out in the garden, just messing around with my puppy. It can get a bit noisy out there. It is very, very windy, and also the weather changes quite sporadically here on the property. So I like the fact that it's also water resistant and dust proof, which means I don't have to be ultra precious with it. And that to me is an absolute plus. The one thing that I really, really love about these earbuds, these everyday earbuds, is the fact that you can charge them so quickly. 10 minutes equals 1.5 hours of battery life. And considering that I like to use my earbuds, my everyday Raycon earbuds, quite regularly, and I can be out in the yard for several hours a day, what I get is a very, very comfortable, very long life battery that is easily charged within the section of a couple of breaks, which I absolutely love. So I've worn these out in the yard, I've worn these out to the gym every day, and I just absolutely love them. They are really comfortable, they are really pretty to look at, and I'm fighting with my daughters to keep them right now. So thank you to Raycon. My fourth little tip for you is to choose your tarot deck or your focus for journaling very, very carefully. I like to tarot journal, I like to manifest, and I like to do my spellcraft, and I like to commonplace journal, but I really focus on tarot journaling because that helps to bring that element of grounding and guidance into my life. So I'm very specific with the types of decks that I choose to work with when I am journaling. If I'm working, for instance, with a particular deck, and I have been for a really long time, that might not necessarily be the deck that I choose to journal with. The deck that I choose to journal with is the one that speaks to me the loudest, the one that makes me feel creative, the one that I feel connected to, the one that I enjoy working with, the one that I enjoy shuffling, the one that I enjoy looking at, the one that I can hear the loudest, the one that has the strongest voice for me in a creative setting. That is the deck that I choose to use. Your choice of deck for tarot journaling is incredibly important. I like to have a rich pictorial deck because I want to look at it. I want to read the image. I want to breathe in the colors and feel the sense of the scene that is taking place within that tarot deck. And so my choice of tarot deck is incredibly important, and I would encourage you to choose a deck that is of equal importance to you, one that really lights you up on the inside, that makes you excited, that makes you super happy to work with, that gets you in that, that crackling magical mood. I have an extra little tip for you, and that is that if paper and pen isn't your jam, if that's not something that makes you feel all giddy on the inside like it does me, then use your smartphone, use your apps, use the note apps of your phone. Get creative. Do something that helps to activate that creativity. Take photos, upload them to your digital app, and keep a track of your journaling. The last tip that I have for you is to be reflective with your journaling. So yes, I have been journaling since February, strongly, committedly journaling since February. And so what I have found to be really quite fun is to go back to those early months, February, March, April, now that we're in December, and do a little bit of a reflection. I like to see the cards that I pulled. I like to see if there's any patterns or recurrent themes. It helps me to better analyze my year and also the ups and downs. I like to really look very closely at the patterns that have been unfolding in my life, whether energetically, symbolically, spiritually, or psychologically, and I like to see that reflected in my journaling. The last thing that I want is to start the year the way that I have ended my year, and that to me is really, really important. If I did, I would feel like I was in a bit of a rut, but I like to look back on my journaling and I like to use it as like a measuring stick for my progress for the year. And being an avid tarot journaler and a daily journaler can really, really help to make you see your accomplishments, your progress, and your processes more vividly throughout the year. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today for this tarot journaling video. I sincerely hope that it has been of some benefit to you and that it has given you a couple of good ideas that you can apply to your own journaling practice to remain constant and consistent and enjoy the aspect of journaling. Take care, and I will chat to you again soon. Mwah!